Diablo is heading east for some foul purpose, and the only passage east is through the monastery gate. Obviously, Diablo summoned Andariel to block any pursuit. For her part, Andariel hopes to win Diablo's favor. The lesser demons are always vying for positions of power within the unholy hierarchy.
Post-disposing of the demonic smith in the monastery barracks,
All this for a hammer?
we're stopped by Deckard Cain,
Hello.
who reveals the confrontation with the lesser evil Andariel is all but upon us.
It is certain that we face the demon queen, Andariel, who has corrupted the rogue sisterhood and defiled their ancestral monastery. This does not bode well for us, my friend. Ancient Horadric texts record that Andariel and the other lesser evils once overthrew the three prime evils, Diablo, Mephisto, and Baal, banishing them from hell to our world. Here they caused mankind untold anguish and suffering before they were finally bound within the Soul Stones. Andariel's presence here could mean that the forces of hell are once again aligned behind Diablo and his brothers. If this is true, then I fear for us all. You must kill her before the monastery becomes a permanent outpost of hell, and the way east lost forever.
An outpost of hell, and yet her anguish has not dampened the spirits of all of the camp's inhabitants as the Captain Kasha fumes.
I can imagine 1,000 different ways to kill Andariel. You need only choose one.
We're going to need all the fury of the rogues to defeat the unholy maiden. Akara the Witch is of similar mind.
Andariel has desecrated all we hold dear. She must not be permitted to serve Diablo. Destroy her. The corruption of our order must be undone.
The perverse corruption pervades all. Jazi, the blacksmith, commands of us.
Send Andariel back to the hell she came from.
The sisters are relishing the idea of slaughter. However, the male inhabitants of this camp seem less bloodthirsty, as Geet, the self-interested merchant, whimpers.
You're going after Andariel? One of my wagon wheels is in need of repair. I'll be under the wagon if I'm needed.
We call to Geet under his wagon. That's wheel looks fine, but he remains steadfast in his appraisal.
The map makers tell us the shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. Our way east is a line that runs through Andariel's stronghold, the monastery.
And so our quest begins to hunt down Andariel, whose lair is said to be in the very depths of the monastery itself. Inside the smith's barracks, we search for a way into the inner cloister of the monastery. Our best bet is through the jail, its bars ripped open by a gargantuan, unseen force. Upon entry, we remark,
The slow torture of caged starvation.
blood smatters the walls and floor, and yet, curiously, there are no bodies to accompany said gore. Dark magics permeate the already macabre jail's interior. Stumbling upon a waypoint, its blue flame illuminates its glyph, etched in human blood, and piles of gore littered about. However, perhaps most unsettling is the deafening silence. Surfacing from the bloody jail, we enter the inner cloister which leads to the Sisters' Cathedral atop its catacombs. The large hall is lined with pews. A single rogue lay in the midst of the blood, and we see nearby a Zakharum altar defiled. Giving an unholy sermon is the super unique Bone Ash, an undead burning mage with a wicked cold enchant that nearly welds our feet firmly to the floor. Disposing of the bony bastard, nearby lie the catacombs which Andariel's rumored to occupy. A badly disfigured rogue wards off any foolish enough to have gotten this far.
I sense a demonic presence here.
Well, most. Preternaturally sensing Andariel's evil permeating from the very depths of the catacombs. It's on its fourth and final floor. We are certain of her presence, and our final directive is crystal clear. Kill Andariel. Inside a great hall, we're met by a score of fallen. Hell itself has spilled forth into our realm. Fire is littered about, engulfing burning bodies of fallen rogues. Tail-like bone structures whip through the foundations and rupture the floor, amidst overwhelming amounts of blood. Only after destroying the final fallen do we actually take in the amount of destruction that Andariel has wrought. The bodies we searched for in the floors above have ended in a great pit carved in the earth with a dozen visible corpses bobbing in a crimson pool, the air thick with a copper scent and viscera strewn about in gruesome decorative fashion. Andariel is making herself at home. Knowing the magnitude of the evil we're about to face, we seek the wisdom of the townsfolk once more, perhaps for a final time, in which Kasha first urges.
Deckard Cain has important information about Andariel.
It is clear that Andariel is acting on behalf of Diablo to prevent anyone from following him eastward. Her defeat would allow you to continue the pursuit. Ancient lore has it that while Andariel was spawned in the burning hells, she is not fond of fire.
You have done much to help us, but I sense that this has only fueled Andariel's fury. She will not stop until we are all dead. You must kill Andariel before her army can gain the upper hand.
If you are the hero that you seem to be, now is the time to prove it.
Have you stumbled upon that demon queen yet? I hear she's quite the beauty. As far as Maidens of Anguish go, that is.
May I remind you that my caravan can only go east if the monastery is cleansed.
We follow the trail of blood to the large double doors. Opening them begins an assault of misshapen lying in wait, attempting to clear the room lest we're overwhelmed by the sheer demonic numbers. Our mindless golem dutifully rushes ahead, catching us off guard. In response, massive plumes of poison waft in every direction. It's then we see the largest demon we've ever witnessed. Andariel unleashes another few bouts of poison, which our companion Amplissa succumbs to quickly. We're forced to retreat, and the demoness stalks us down on cloven hoof while taunting. Unable to endure the poison's caustic touch, we desperately summon more clay golems to keep Andariel at bay. In response, she casually crushes each of our servants before spewing forth more poison in an unending deluge of green clouds of death. And then we remember Charzy's boon, Raven Hue. Equipping our poison-laden throwing knives, we attempt to leverage the demoness's own pit of death to our advantage as we kite her attempts to catch us, summoning clay golems that are still reduced to rubble, however, gives us precious time to pepper the succubus with a nasty prick crafted by a vengeful blacksmith's Herodric hammer. Remarkably, just as Andariel looms over us a final time, a venomous war of attrition comes to an end. The maiden, momentarily distracted, looks to crush another golem, and our final blade finds its mark in her weakened back and punctures her putrid posterior.
Back to the hell that spawned you, Andariel.
Before returning to Wariv, now the path to the east is cleared. We find on the maiden powerful yellow boots, an axe and trident, and various other semi-precious gems. Before exiting the monastery, we clear the area, take a final look, seeing Andariel's bony throne, a remnant of her short rule. Back in town, we're met by a hesitantly optimistic Cain who warns.
This is a great victory indeed, but many more battles await. I will accompany you on your journey, lending what assistance I can. Remember, Diablo is still out there, seeking something in the desert. I'm afraid that this nightmare will not end until you find what it is that he seeks.
Kasha finally warms to us before bidding us adieu.
Andariel's death brings about renewed life for us all. We mourn the loss of our dear sisters, but at least now we can get on with our lives. I may have misjudged you, Outlander. You are a true hero, and testament to the noble spirit which has inspired our order for generations. Farewell, my friend.
The now jubilant Akara thanks.
Finally, we may rejoice. We owe you a debt we can never repay. I only hope that in time, we will be able to rebuild our order. All our thanks go with you, my friend.
Chazi seems like she will miss our presence.
Greetings. You'll probably go east now. It was good to know you. I hope you'll come back if you ever need anything.
And Geed, crawled from under his wagon, is now celebrating.
I'm gonna party like it's $9.99.
And finally, with one somber last look at the encampment, we dutifully meet with Warif to travel east, as we expect our hunt for Diablo has just begun.
The caravan is prepared. We may now journey eastward to Lut Gholein.